Hey everyone, we're back again for another live training on my personal profile. Every Monday, my intention is to go live, to go a little bit more in depth about certain topics that I'm passionate about and certain topics that I think, based on my experience, I may be able to help someone else with. Now today we're talking about how I produce an enormous amount of content in a very short amount of time, the tools I use, the AI I use, the software I use, why I make content, and some of the things I've learned the last 12 months that has really helped me. As always, guys, let me jump into our Facebook group, Fitness Business Growth, and share that in here. In the group, guys, there's lots and lots of cool stuff you can download, or if you want it, just comment below, and I'll send it here too. So, guys, I cannot actually believe I'm making this video. For a long period of time, I didn't actually believe in the power of content, but every single week, every single month, as our consulting business, as I've done for you, everything service business continues to grow, I realized just how important content is in the B2C space, but especially the B2B phase. I got asked, like, how do you make so much content? And I didn't actually know that, I do make a lot of content. I aim for about 15 to 20 reels per week. And that might sound like a lot. It might sound like a lot of time, but I've worked it out where I can do it in under about 3 to 5 hours per week. So we're gonna get in. I've got some notes here to talk through. So number one, I want to go through, I guess, like why I create content in the first place. And it's very simple. I want to build trust. And I want to answer this question: why the fuck should anyone listen to me? And I think that is the most important question to answer, because when words come out of my mouth and enter your ears, there is a filter. Do I like this guy? Do I trust this guy? Does he know what he's talking about? Has he walked the walk? And do I think he may be able to help me? And I think if you're making content for your fitness brand or you're an online coach, I think you need to really answer that question. Why would someone listen to you? Have you walked the walk? Have you helped others walk the walk? And can you show evidence of that? Now, I'm a massive fan of Matt Ryder, Jeremy Miner, Seventh Level, their podcast, Coffee is for Closers. And I listened to a podcast about 6 months ago, and I've never met Matt or Jeremy, but they've had a profound impact on me, like I hope to have on gym owners. And someone asked Matt a question. They said, like, well, why do you make so much content? And he literally said that if someone knows that I exist, I want them to get better at sales. And that is what I want from the content that I make. If you know I exist, if you know Mitch exists, if you know about fitness business consulting, if you never work with us, if you pay us $0, you will still become a better gym owner, which means that we have to give away really valuable resources, really valuable content. And if you make content with that frame, as in like, I want every single person in my network that knows I exist to be better as a gym owner, it actually forces us to give away the farm. And we have. And I want to be known as the business coach that gives away more than anything else. You want our ad copy, you want our images, you want my sales script, you want our funnels, you want our nurture sequences, anything that you guys want, I will give to you and make you. Because with our done for you everything service, where we actually step in and do it for you, information isn't valuable. It is the execution and the application of that information. The same way that if you're a fitness coach, you should give away all of your best content. Hold nothing back, because what fitness people need, what people want to achieve a fitness goal need, is they need to be accountable. And what gym owners need is they need some accountability, but also what to change when things aren't working. So information is not valuable. I'll give you everything. And with that frame of like, I want everyone to be a better gym owner that knows who I am, knows Mitch's and fitness business consulting, that's a really good place to be. And I don't want to sound arrogant when I say that, but like, if you are on my profile and you watch the last 100 reels that I've made, you're going to learn something. And when I was watching Matt and Jeremy's content, like, I have learned things from Matt and Jeremy. I have taken lines from their script and added them into our script. Like, I'm a better business owner because I know they exist. And I hope I can do the same thing for you. I hope Mitch can, and I hope Fitness Business Consulting can also. Now, number two, when I'm making content, one thing that I find to be really, really important is to be 100% authentically, unapologetically myself. About 12 months ago, I made our first video, Fitness Business Consulting. It was a video to join our free Facebook group for resources, and I sent it to a good friend. And he called me and he literally said, boring. I said, okay, sorry about that. And he said, Jamie, like, you don't sound like that. That's not how you talk. That's not who you are. I don't even recognize that person. And I watch that old video all the time and it makes me laugh because I'm literally like, hi, my name is Jamie from Fitness Business Consulting. You should join my Facebook group and get free resources. And to stand out in a saturated marketplace, you have to be authentic. And it's also congruent, right? Like, I'm pretty loud, I'm pretty animated, I go up, I go down, I pause, I use my hands when I talk, I probably fucking swear too much, I like the UFC, I like basketball, I'm fairly opinionated, I'm really, really passionate, and I like paid ads. And if you watch my content, like, the person you see in front of you is 100% myself, maybe turned up 1%. And if you have consumed our content and then you jump on a sales call with me and it's the same person who talks the same way, who's dressed in singlets, who loves UFC, who loves basketball, who's swearing, carrying on, we're probably gonna have a really, really, really good time together. Because what if I was the other way, where I was very monotone and my name is Jamie and joined Fitness Business Consulting, you got on a sales call and I'm fucking swearing left, right and center. It just wouldn't compute. So it really, really helped me enjoy making content more when I can be myself, when I can wear singlets, when I'm not worried about everything being perfect and polished. And if you're making content for your fitness brand, your gym or your online brand, be yourself. Speak your truth. Share your story. Because if you are being 100% you as only one of you, if you are sharing your story, you're sharing your experience, you're sharing your client's experience, no one can question that information. And it also helps with number one, as in like, why should I listen to you? So they're the two things that I've learned when making content, just to give it all away, to hold nothing back and to be authentic. Now, tactical, we're gonna go through like how I make content, the software that I use, and how it could help you in your business. So number one is we have a podcast, Fitness Business Growth, and I try and do one episode per week that goes for about an hour. Now, my intention of the podcast is to interview cool people. I want to sit down, have a chat with cool people, enjoy their company, they enjoy mine, they have some experience in the fitness industry or business space, whether it's marketing, lead nurture, sales, mindset, psychology. And I want to go on a journey with the person I'm interviewing and just listen and learn. I'm not pitching my product, I'm not pitching my service. Generally interested, generally curious, generally like the people that I've had on the podcast. So for example, I had Matt Greenwood, the second ever franchisee of F45. That's fucking cool. I want to find out what it was like day one of the F45 compared to now. I've had Brooke Auerbach, the #1 fitness closer in the country. What are her secrets? What will she recommend? I've had James Kent, multi-7-figure online trainer, Jake Wilmot, multi-6-figure online trainer, Narrative Ben, the founder of the biggest women's gym in Newcastle for like 10 years straight. So I want to bring on cool guests. I want to learn more about their story, their wins, their losses, what would they do differently in hindsight, and I want to share that with the audience. Now, I was doing a lot of episodes with Mitch, my business partner, but I find when we're on podcasts together, it's very hard for us not to preach, right? Because we are both passionate about how to grow gyms. And I do think that people like to learn, they like to be taught, but they don't want to be preached. So that's why I love having other guests on the podcast, because I can just go on their story with them. Of course, if they bring up ads, I'm going to throw in my 2 cents. If they talk about sale calls, I'm going to throw in my 2 cents. But I really want to highlight the guest on the podcast. So the only time I do cold outreach is I slide into cool people's DMs and invite them on the podcast. And from there, I make a really cool promo video. Hi, I'm interviewing X person who's achieved X result. We're going to go through X thing. And I want them to feel as special as possible. I want to give them 10, 15 clips post podcast something that they'd be proud of sharing. And I really try and make them look as good as possible, because I really do appreciate the people that come on our podcast. My hope is the podcast continues to grow, get cooler and cooler and cooler guests on that I can learn from also. And I love the podcast, it's my favorite thing. Now, the software that I use to stream the podcast, I use StreamYard. It's $49.99 USD per month. That is how you stream directly to Facebook, IG, business pages, YouTube. Now from there, once I film the podcast, this is the crucial part. This is how I make so many reels. I upload the podcast to YouTube straight away, and then I use the URL and put it into a software called Video.ai. Now, this software is amazing. So I used to go through iMovie and listen to the entire podcast and find clips that I like. In Video AI cuts up between 10 to 20 clips per podcast. So it does it for me, start, end, and it actually gives the clips a virality score. So for example, if I said paid ads don't work, this is what you should do. It would pick up the start of that sentence. And if I finished with something like learn more by doing this, it would chop it there, right? So it is amazing. It is intuitive. It's not 100% perfect, but it chops up 15 clips per podcast. I can adjust the start and finish. With that, I can also add captions, and I absolutely love the format where it splits it in two. So I'm speaking on top, the person speaking down the bottom. So the person speaking and I'm reacting, or they're reacting, I think it works really, really, really well. Now, once you run it through that program, once you have all those clips, you can literally click one button and it spreads it to every platform imaginable. Facebook, Instagram, Facebook groups, TikTok, YouTube. So yeah, it's really, really, really cool. And once again, like if someone comes on the podcast with me, they're gonna be able to share their knowledge for an hour. And then also post-production, they're gonna get 10 really, really cool clips. So imagine if you're a fitness coach and you want to interview another fitness coach with a big following, and they can share their knowledge and you can put them in the best possible light and give them 10 clips for them to share on their audience. Their audience will know that you exist. You will get followers, you will get likes, you'll get people to your podcast, people to your YouTube. And more importantly, you will build a really good relationship with that other person. So that is how we do it. So once again, StreamYard to actually record the podcast. And then, Vidyo.ai, which auto cuts the clips. So if you go down to my profile, you're gonna see lots of them. They have lots of templates with different captions, all that type of stuff too. So that is the main source of my content. One podcast, about 10 to 15 clips. The other thing I like doing too is just filming reels direct to camera, 2 videos down, what I was doing, where I just literally speak directly to the camera, one-on-one about something that has happened, about a topic. Now, some people like to batch content where they sit down for 2 hours on Friday and they film 10 reels. For me, personally, that would give me anxiety. That would stress me out. When I make reels, it is something that's happened either before, during, or after. So it might have happened the day before. I literally during just got off a sales call and make a reel about it. And then the third one would be if something's coming up. So we had our trivia night last Friday. If you go through the profile, the last 7 days, it's been very heavily focused around trivia. And why I like making content like that is I can jump off a sales call with someone who asks me, hey Jamie, how do I start a sales call? I just spoke to that person for half an hour about how to improve their tone, how to start a sales call. I can make a video quick, how to start a sales call, ask this one question, what sparked your interest, right? So that is how I prefer to make content, because I literally have 3 or 4 spots in my house that I film. I can put my phone there, I can hit record. Typically it takes me 1 to 3 takes because I was just talking about it, right? Yeah, I don't script them, I just talk as I do now, because if I'm reading for a script, I don't sound like me, I want to be authentic, and that has worked really, really well. Now, the software I use for that is a software called Captions. It is on the iPhone store only, the App Store, and it's $16 a month, but it's truly, truly amazing. So all the captions you could possibly ever want, you can add images, you can add sounds, you can add transitions. When it cuts in and cuts out, it does that all for you. That is all through AI. So without Vidyo.ai and without captions, I would not be able to make the content. If you one podcast, 10 clips, followed by filming a reels, just like, hey, I was with this client today and they were trying the keto diet and it didn't work for them. So I suggested X, Y, Z. Just for me personally, talk about what happened. And when you're making content, don't try and fucking make it perfect. In my reels, occasionally I stutter, I speak fast. Occasionally I miss a word, mispronounce a word. I try and be like 99% there, but I don't let 1% ruin the video, because if I was trying to get every single video perfect every single time, I wouldn't make content, right? And that brings me to like a really, really important point. If you are going to produce a ton of content, whether it is podcasts, whether it is reels, whether it is workout videos, training videos, I encourage you to make content that you like making. So I like interviewing people. I like talking to people and learning about their story. And I like talking directly to the camera. So for this type of content, I actually enjoy doing it. I don't like writing. I'm not a great writer. Writing takes me a long time. If I was to sit down and write for like a blog post or just literally like a written post, I wouldn't enjoy it and I wouldn't do it. And I think all human beings strive when they do things that they actually enjoy, and it really increases the adherence of the content. Now, from there, if you have money, you can definitely use a VA to help you with the captions, even though it's pretty almost all done automatically. You can definitely help VAs with the distribution of the content. You can help with VAs repurposing the content. So that would be an issue. But what I've just explained then, you can literally do in under about 5 hours a week. So the podcast, 1 hour, you spend an hour in video, you might spend another hour doing like the talking to the camera videos, and you might spend an hour editing, and you might spend an hour posting and distributing. So if you're doing 20 reels over a week in 5 hours, I think it's really, really good. Now, the long-term goal for Mitch and I at the moment is we want to continue to push people to our YouTube channel. And this is where my belief has kind of grown with content more and more. So almost every single person that hops in a sales call with me for our done for you everything service, they fill out an application and I say, where did you hear about us from? Now, typically it's Facebook ads, but a lot of the times it's been like, I stumbled across your podcast. My friend was on your podcast. And if someone spends an hour with you listening to your content about how to lose weight, your way of losing weight, how to make content, how to run ads, how to do sales, it makes those sales calls really, really, really easy. So one of the applications we had was, I just binge watch your podcast. I can't wait to sign up. And it makes sales easy. And anytime we can make sales easy, I will definitely encourage that. And the idea of pushing people to YouTube is if they watch this live training, they're going to see the next live training about trivia. They're going to see Mitch's live training about reactivating your database, and they can just go down this rabbit hole of content. So all the content that I produce now, it is designed to get people to like me, know me, trust me, become a better gym owner, and get them to YouTube to consume more content. And if we make it, the other thing too is like content's a long-term game. So if I make a live training every week, and Mitch makes a live training every week, we do one a week each for 12 months. It's 104 live trainings. We put them in order on YouTube in regards to marketing, lead nurture, sales, onboarding, retention. All of a sudden, there's a free coaching program on YouTube. So guys, I hope that really, really helps. I didn't realize just how much content I made until four people, I said like, how do you make so much content? But is podcasting your full-time job? And I just really do shit that I like. I be authentic. I don't try and be perfect. And I really utilize StreamYard, video.ai, and captions. And I like doing it. So I hope you guys enjoy the content. I do hope you learn something, and I want to continue to give away absolutely everything. So if you know that I exist, you will be a better gym owner, a better online coach. I'm going to put this in a Google document in terms of the softwares that I use. I'll put it below. As always, jump on it, use it for free. And all those softwares, they all have a free version you can try. So literally, I would film a video, put it in captions, make it look pretty, post it, add your favorite song. I think you'll be surprised.